A night of terror. The explosion at Chernobyl. The clock ticked past 1:23 a.m., April 26, 1986. On that fateful night, the world held its breath. Deep inside Chernobyl's reactor number 4, a surge of power, an experiment gone wrong, ripped through the core. A blinding flash, then a deafening roar. The concrete and steel structure, meant to contain the might of an atom, buckled and surrendered. The core, a raging inferno of nuclear fission, was exposed. The night sky, usually a canvas of darkness and distant stars, erupted in an eerie, incandescent glow. A plume of radioactive smoke and debris shot skyward, painting the darkness with streaks of deadly light. The tranquil rhythm of the nearby town of Pripyat was shattered, replaced by the chilling sounds of sirens and the panicked shouts of people who had no idea what awaited them. The explosion at Chernobyl was not just the failure of a power plant. It was a catastrophic breach of trust between humanity and the awesome power it sought to control. The world watched in horror as the invisible enemy, radiation, silently began its deadly spread. Carried by the wind across borders and continents, the world would never be the same. Deep within the ruins of reactor number 4, a monstrous secret took shape. The elephant's foot, as it would later be known, became a chilling symbol of Chernobyl's deadly legacy. This grotesque mass, a radioactive blob of molten fuel, concrete and metal, oozed like lava from the reactor core, burning through everything in its path. The elephant's foot, named for its wrinkled, foot-like appearance, radiated an intense heat and deadly levels of radiation. It was a testament to the immense power unleashed that night, a chilling reminder of the unseen forces at play. Approaching the elephant's foot, even for a short time, meant certain death. It became a no-go zone for humans, a radioactive monster lurking in the heart of the ruined reactor. The invisible terror unleashed that night did not respect borders or heed the warnings of man. Carried by the wind, radioactive particles from Chernobyl embarked on a silent and deadly journey. The immediate vicinity of the plant was the hardest hit, but the cloud of contamination spread far and wide. Across Ukraine, Belarus and Russia, invisible particles settled on fields, forests and towns. The fallout reached as far as Scandinavia and Western Europe, leaving a trace of Chernobyl's devastation across the continent. The true extent of Chernobyl's reach is still being uncovered today, but one thing is certain. The disaster left an indelible mark on the environment and the lives of millions. The immediate aftermath of the explosion claimed the lives of 2 workers at the plant. But the true toll of Chernobyl unfolded slowly, insidiously. 28 firefighters and emergency responders, the heroes who rushed in to contain the disaster, succumbed to acute radiation sickness within weeks. But the invisible enemy wasn't finished. Thousands more would face the long-term consequences of radiation exposure: cancers, thyroid problems, and birth defects. The exact number of victims remains a subject of debate, with estimates ranging from thousands to tens of thousands. Chernobyl's legacy of suffering serves as a stark reminder of the invisible and long-lasting impact of radiation. Section 5. The Human Error. Unveiling the culprits of Chernobyl. The disaster at Chernobyl was not simply a random accident. It was a tragedy born of human error and systemic failures. The investigation into the disaster revealed a series of flawed decisions, design flaws in the reactor itself, and a culture of secrecy that prevented crucial information from being shared. The operators on duty that night, working under pressure and lacking essential training, made a series of critical mistakes that pushed the reactor beyond its limits. The blame, however, extended far beyond the control room. The Soviet system, with its emphasis on secrecy and its reluctance to admit fault, played a significant role in the events leading up to the disaster. Section 6. A scar on Ukraine, Chernobyl's enduring mark. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant, once a symbol of Soviet progress, now stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of technological failure. Located in Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union, Chernobyl's legacy is deeply intertwined with the country's history. The disaster had a profound impact on Ukraine, both in terms of human cost and economic consequences. The region surrounding the plant, once a thriving agricultural area, was transformed into a desolate wasteland. Chernobyl remains a sensitive issue for Ukraine, a symbol of the country's struggle for independence and its ongoing efforts to recover from the disaster. Section 7. The Ghost City. Evacuation and the Zone of Silence. In the hours and days following the explosion, a sense of urgency gripped the authorities. The invisible threat of radiation necessitated a mass evacuation. Over 115,000 people were forced to leave their homes, many with little more than the clothes on their backs, unaware that they would never return. The city of Pripyat, once a bustling community of nuclear workers and their families, was transformed into a ghost town. Schools, hospitals and apartment blocks stand frozen in time, eerie reminders of the lives abruptly interrupted. The area surrounding the plant, a 30-kilometer radius known as the Chernobyl exclusion zone, became a restricted area, a chilling testament to the disaster's lasting impact. Section 8. A return to life. The long wait for Chernobyl. The question of when or if life can return to the Chernobyl exclusion zone remains a complex and controversial one. The area surrounding the plant remains heavily contaminated, and the long-term effects of radiation exposure are still being studied. While some scientists believe that certain parts of the zone could eventually be habitable again, others argue that the risks are simply too great. The Ukrainian government faces the daunting task of balancing the need for economic development with the safety and well-being of its people. The Chernobyl exclusion zone stands as a stark reminder of the long-lasting consequences of nuclear accidents and the challenges of reclaiming contaminated land. Section 9, containing the beast sarcophagus and the new safe confinement. In the immediate aftermath of the explosion, desperate efforts were made to contain the raging inferno and prevent further release of radiation. A concrete and steel structure, hastily constructed and known as the sarcophagus, was erected over the damaged reactor. This structure, while effective in containing the worst of the radiation, was never intended to be a permanent solution. Over time, cracks appeared in the sarcophagus, raising concerns about its long-term stability and the potential for further radiation leaks. To address these concerns, an international effort led to the construction of the new safe confinement, a massive arch-shaped structure designed to enclose the damaged reactor and the aging sarcophagus. This engineering marvel, completed in 2016, represents a significant step towards securing Chernobyl and mitigating its lasting impact. Section 10. Echoes of Chernobyl. Cultural reflections of a disaster. The Chernobyl disaster, with its chilling imagery and profound human cost, has left an indelible mark on popular culture. The disaster has inspired countless books, films, video games and songs, each exploring the themes of human error, the dangers of nuclear power, and the resilience of the human spirit. From the haunting HBO miniseries Chernobyl to the immersive video game Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl, artists and storytellers have used the disaster as a lens through which to examine the complex relationship between humanity and technology. These works serve as a reminder of the importance of remembering Chernobyl, not just as a historical event, but as a cautionary tale for the future. Section 11. Chernobyl's Warning, a legacy of nuclear fear. Chernobyl stands as a stark and enduring reminder of the devastating consequences of nuclear accidents. The disaster forced the world to confront the potential dangers of nuclear power and led to significant changes in safety regulations and international cooperation on nuclear issues. The legacy of Chernobyl continues to shape debates about energy policy, nuclear safety, and the long-term environmental impact of human actions. The disaster serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the pursuit of technological progress must be tempered with a deep respect for the power of the atom and the importance of human safety. Chernobyl's legacy is a reminder that the past is never truly behind us, and that the lessons learned from tragedy must continue to guide us in the future.